You have heard about the ultrasound examination, which visualizes the baby before birth. It has been used in obstetrics since 1958. Before that, humanity did not have a so-called eye to see into the future, called new life. An incredible leap in medicine. Maybe you're wondering why I'm telling you about this, don't you? Imagine such an eye in space, with which we can see the incredible depths of space. It would be great to teleport to the prenatal development and birth of our universe. Just imagine, there is already such an eye, and it is called the James Webb Telescope. December 25th, 2021 will be recorded in history as the day the universe changes. The world's largest and most advanced space telescope has already been sent to 1.5 million kilometers away in space. This project is not only owned by NASA, although its name, James Webb, the one who managed NASA in the 1960s, it is a project owned and supported by hundreds of organizations from all over the world, together with NASA, the European and Canadian space agencies. It's hard to believe, but this is a quarter-century-old project. It is constantly being developed and tested from 1996 to 2021, delayed many times, first target 2007, then 2011, 2014, 2016, 2018, then pandemic, and the last was finally launched into orbit from the Kourou spaceport on December 25, 2021. James Webb Telescope, which is 6.5 meters and 100 times more powerful than the Hubble telescope, will let us see things we have never seen before. It will observe the earliest times when the universe was born billions of years ago. Working as some kind of a time machine, it will enable us to learn things we never knew about how galaxies, stars, and planets were formed. It will move in a trajectory where the light of the Earth and the Moon always remains behind. In order to go to the Spece region, the Moon is at the distance of 4 times the Earth's distance, 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth. The distance was reached in 29 days. However, this is the easy part. Yes, because putting the telescope in space is almost an adventure. Imagine that hundreds of different parts are combined in 140 different opening mechanisms and 244 steps take place without encountering any problems. In order to understand better how important this event is and what this telescope can change, first let's take a look at what we know about space so far. This is the difference that emerges when looking at the universe 500 kilometers above the ground with a 2.5 meter diameter eye, Hubble, which was previously only visible from Earth with a 2.5 centimeter diameter human eye. And do you know what will happen now? A much larger eye, some 6.5 meters in diameter. It's really difficult to comprehend the size of the James Webb Telescope. When people are near it, you realize that the telescope mirror is the size of a basketball pitch, together with the shields underneath. Now, these shields are to protect it from the sun. But don't be fooled when I say shield. It merely consists of 5 layers that are even thinner than paper. When it is up in space, the outermost layer will face a temperature of 110 degrees Celsius. Right in the area where the telescope is located, 5 layers below, the temperature will drop below minus 200 degrees Celsius. Because it needs to work at a constant minus 267 degrees Celsius in order to capture the faintest lights and infrared waves from the farthest point of the universe. Otherwise, because it is extremely delicate, it begins to detect its own signature. But what can the discoveries that will be made by the telescope actually lead us to? Wondering what this telescope is for. The telescope will look for traces of life on other planets. If this finally happens, we will be able to definitely answer the question of whether there are other intelligent beings. And in my opinion, if the answer is yes, humanity will certainly try to make contact with them. Another goal I mentioned earlier was to find information about life about 200 million years ago, after the Big Bang. The telescope will be able to spot some of the first galaxies formed and will also be there to observe objects in our solar system from Mars outside. Moreover, it will be able to look inside dust clouds to see where new stars and planets are forming and view the atmospheres of the planets orbiting other stars. This is a really huge leap for astrology and for humanity in general. I think that if the telescope finds where new stars and planets are forming, the scientists will be able to find a way to create small planets and stars. Examining different atmospheres can reveal new elements, some of which may be needed to improve life here on Earth. You can also find other planets whose atmospheres are capable of fostering life, and who knows, there may be new generations there. This telescope will send us further in time by almost 500 million years. And the farther we look into this, the better we see the phases of the initial evolution of the universe. This is the beginning of the transformation of the human understanding of space. Miracles are in progress. I can't wait. And you?